Give it up for Under Armour World Champion, Davis Petty.
And a big hand for his caddy and swing coach, Ridley, everybody. There we go. Davis, I feel like I know you like you're my own son here. I've talked to you so many times in the past. First off, I'm going to ask you this question. I've been wanting to ask you this question for many months now. Do you regret playing up as an 11-year-old in the 12 to 14-year-old division in the Summer Nationals? And keep in mind, you were one shot away from winning it. Or do you think that that was something that you needed to experience? Do you think back ever when you're going to bed at night, man, if I would just play with those 11-year-olds, I think I probably would have won?
No, not at all. I'm actually so thankful that I did play up in that 12 to 14 division, especially knowing that I can compete with all the 12 to 14-year-olds in the world and on this tour. And I was so thankful and grateful for my finish that I had. And I was so proud of myself that I could, stay up with those 12 to 14-year-olds in that division. So no, I don't wish that I played the 9 to 11 division in that tournament.
You missed it by one stroke. You chipped on that final par 5, and you had about a what? I don't want to short you, 10-footer? About 10-footer? How often do you replay that putt in your mind?
I do. Honestly, I had a great putt. But, I just missed it on the right edge. But, I played against a great competitor, Jackson Sledzik, and I'm still thankful for that finish.
And the only reason I keep bringing it up is because it's so awesome that you were even there. You were an 11-year-old with one shot to win it in the 12 to 14-year-old division. So that's awesome. And then you went out at Worlds, and you kicked butt, and you won the whole darn thing. How much was it that motivating factor that you were one putt away from winning Summer Nationals to you doing so amazingly and winning at Under Armour Worlds and becoming a world champion?
Well, I think most people would think because I lost that tournament, that it would kind of, make me lose confidence or make me feel worse about myself. But I would be more happy finishing second in that age division and then winning the 9 to 11 division, which gave me tons of confidence going into Worlds. And before Worlds, I even had just a local tour event in Spartanburg. I had a really bad finish and shot 85 or something. And I had to, I worked super hard when I got there, especially on my putting, and it really showed off.
How do you shoot an 85? Is what I want to know. Every time I watch you play, it's like, well, okay, yeah, Chip, you want an 80?
I think it was an 80. And it went 100.
It went 100.
But it was 80.
Chip?
Must feel like 85, I guess.
Chip, I love, and I have totally stolen this from you two, and I use it with my son every single day.
Do I get royalties?
Yeah, no, you don't. You get no royalties whatsoever. I steal from the best. What is your slogan on the golf course with Davis?
So obviously we have a couple. Our most used one is hashtag next shot, best shot.
Next shot, best shot.
Next shot, best shot, absolutely. So everyone has, their own way to get over a bad shot, in order to reset the mind and go forward. So it was just, that's always been ours. It's next shot, best shot. And pass it along to kids Davis practices with, and he helps them learn the same rule. But again, it's just so easy to say and harder to do. But hashtag next shot, best shot just rolls off the tongue too.
Does that help you focus even when you, on those rare occasions when you have a bad shot, Davis, to say, okay, this next shot's going to be the best shot of the day?
It's a great mindset to have in little tournaments and big tournaments, because mental, to my extent, is 80% of the game. And if you have a better mental game, that already gives you an advantage. And so, just thinking next shot, best shot can really help you on the golf course.
Do you think that your maturity and your mental game is one of the things that sets you apart from other golfers?
I do. Like I just said, if you have the best mental game, I feel like, you can be, even if your skill doesn't match it, if you're, even keel and don't worry about bad shots, then you can be really good and you have a better opportunity over the field.
Well, how long have you been working with him as far as the swing coach and scouting?
Since he's 6 years old, so, almost 6 years now.
So,
in the summer.
So you've been working with him for 6 years. Did you see that maturity when he was 6?
Yeah, so, I believe that, maturity is looked at and seen in a lot of different ways. I started working with Davis. He wasn't a tournament golfer. He didn't play tournaments at 4 and 5. We actually signed him up for his first tournament in the summer at 6, and I'm running the event, and I remember calling his mom and say, hey, we got 20 minutes. Where are you? But, oh, we forgot. So, and then he comes out there and ultimately won the event at 6 years old.
So he won the event that he almost didn't show up
They
for.
forgot. I think that working with Davis, the maturity came from his ability to understand information at a young age. You know, teaching children like I do professionally, it's my career, is they have to understand what you're saying. You need to find a way to say it so that they do understand it. Well, right away, Davis was able to just look at me, want to hear what I was having to say. And one of the 7 habits of highly successful people is seek first to understand, then to be understood. He didn't argue. He looked at me like, please tell me the answer because I need it, I want it, and if you just tell it to me, I'm going to go out and do it.
Does he still have that attitude today, even though he's won multiple world championships?
Well, he's a lot smarter. We like to give him a little bit of credit. I don't need to help him.
But do you get the, because so many parents out there, we all get it from our junior golfers, Dad, I know what I'm doing. Do you get that from him, and or is he still that sponge? I
think that he wants to find it on his own a little bit more now. So even like for this week, he's making the brave goal to caddy on his own, and you know, not because he's fired me or anything like that. He wants to go out there and find a way to understand these things that I've helped him with for so many years, and he wants to go do it on his own to prove to himself that I can.
You are not his caddy this weekend?
So we're going to do the old thing. I'm going to be the shuttle service, the mule between these long walks in between holes. So, you know, I'll carry the bag in between holes for him, but from green to tee, our motto this week is, you know, my feet aren't touching the grass. So I'm going to help him with some of those long walks, but the rest of it's going to be up to him. And he wanted that. It was his decision.
Why'd you make the decision?
Because I feel like in some of these, you know, tournaments as we get older that you will not, you know, have the ability to caddy, and you'll have to caddy for yourself. And I feel like it's just a great head start to have. And because, you know, him, especially him, because he's a great caddy, helps me a lot. And I feel like I need to learn how to do it on my own.
There are many golfers I would not say this to. I will say this to you comfortably. I see you one day on the PGA Tour. I really do. You're going to have a caddy on the PGA Tour. You're saying that you want to learn this for now, knowing that if there's a chance you're going to be making millions one day, you're going to have someone in your bag.
Yes, because I feel like, you know, always being able to do it on your own is a great thing to have, and not just doing it with somebody else helping you. Because sometimes I struggle with just, you know, checking the wind or adding slope or something. It's something little, and I feel like if I am able to do that on my own, I can, you know, be a better golfer.
What was that conversation like when you told Chip that you wanted to caddy on your own?
It was different. It was a little rough. You know? But I feel we both understood that it was going to be better in the long run for the next 4 or 5 years. So we both agreed, and you know, we were happy with it.
It was a family decision as well. I mean, again, there's a team around Davis that helps with these decisions, and you know, his mother and his father and his grandparents and everyone that comes and supports him is part of that team. But ultimately, it comes down to a small group of people that make the decisions that, you know, that help them succeed. And yeah, I think that we came to the decision as a team, and we're all steadfast with it and excited about it too, right? Like, so it's not a funeral, you know, tomorrow morning. It's an exciting time. I mean, let's go.
What do you love most about the Junior Tour powered by Under Armour?
I feel like the environment and how they run the tour is amazing. And the places that we go, I feel like everybody's so thankful to be here with all of, you know, people that we meet on the tour. And I feel like Ray does an awesome job of how he runs it. So, especially the local tours, I like having to work your way up and having to earn your way to be here, which I feel like is awesome.
Chip, you've been a part of this as well. I mean, you're right there in all of it. What do you think of it?
It's golf personified. Golf is a social, demanding, hard life lesson game, and these children are getting to learn these life lessons in a fun and exciting atmosphere week in, week out on this tour. And what I love about the Junior Tour powered by Under Armour is what it is at its core. It's about the players.
You guys are awesome. A big hand for Davis Petty and his swing coach, Chip Ridley.